My name is Kareem, and I'm here representing the United States Palestinian Community Network. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak. The USPCN honors the anti-war actions that took place 54 years ago when 30,000 Chicanos and Chicanas marched against the US invasion and occupation of Vietnam. The marching community members were met with police violence and 3 people died. Members of the Brown Berets, a medic, and a journalist, Lynn Ward, Angel Diaz, and Ruben Salazar, after which this park is named after. Alurisa, the Chicano poet, said, "The police called it a people's riot. The people call it a police riot." They lied about what happened, and they continue to lie about what is happening today. The United States Empire calls the Zionist entity Israel's violence a hostage crisis, a war against terrorism, or a holy war, a fight between religions. These are lies intentionally promoted to obscure the truth. 40,000 Palestinians have been killed, 70,000 Palestinians have been injured, and 5,000 plus imprisoned and likely undergoing immense torture. These are just conservative figures. It is, in reality, not a hostage crisis or conflict, but a genocide. A genocide and repression of Palestinians to continue to steal our land and continue the colonization of historic Palestine. In both Gaza and the West Bank, we see this happening. The truth is that the United States Empire and Zionist entity, what they're doing today is a repetition of the U.S. genocide against indigenous peoples of this land. And it is a continuation of the U.S. oppression against all of us here and the Chicano nation. Not only do they lie about us, about the truth of what is happening back then and today, they actively kill those of us who are organizing or reporting the truth. But despite the murders and despite what they've been doing to us, here we are, standing strong, rising, united together. Ruben Salazar was a journalist who called for government and police accountability, and they say that he was not intentionally targeted. What has become even more clear today is that we cannot and must not trust government claims of innocence. With full impunity and material support from the US, Israel has killed at least 160 journalists and media workers in the last 10 months, the largest number in history. And it is intentional to suppress the truth, to kill our journalists, our activists, our medics, and anyone with a vision of uniting against injustice. But they are failing because we know the truth, and we will continue to build community between and amongst ourselves. Evidence of the truth reaching us is here today, with all of you showing wonderful solidarity between the Chicano nation and the Palestinian nation. We must continue to organize, to demand accountability, especially from the killer police thugs roaming our streets here in Los Angeles. Just as the Israeli occupation forces roam the streets of Palestine, killing children with impunity. We must defend against unjust detentions, government violence and abuse, and against marginalization of both of our peoples. From the belly of the beast, we will defend ourselves. We will uplift the right for our own curriculums, such as ethnic studies curriculums here in LA and in Orange County. We must insist on the inclusion of truth about Palestine in our curricula. The truth about the Chicano history and Chicano power in our curricula. Resist the doxing of all the truth tellers in our community, those who speak out against police violence and Israeli violence in our community. We must boycott all Israeli goods, including Israeli restaurants in our neighborhoods and brands such as Sada Foods, who try their best to look like us, but we know that they are not from among us. We must continue to disrupt business as usual to raise consciousness and protect one another. It is the least that we can do. And please forgive my final pronunciation of this chant. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. Chicano, Chicana, Chicanx, free, free Palestine. Thank you.